Welcome back. These car crash interviews are going to get fewer in number. This is because the government have decided not to do daily briefings to the media and only appear when they have something to say. On one hand, this will stop them looking silly, as you're about to see. On the other, it just looks like they're running scared of scrutiny. Is this a good idea, or are they scared? Let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, in today's interview with Steve Barclay, Sophie Ridge missed so many open goals. He repeatedly said that we need to maximise on Brexit opportunities, yet not once did she ask what they are. Not even once. I mean, he did a good enough job himself of tying himself into knots over Brexit questions. And it's really good that Brexit isn't the thing that cannot be named, because there are no good answers to the questions. But really need to push harder and not let ministers get away with repeating vague answers. But enough of me waffling. Here's Steve Barclay looking rather silly.
The Sunday Times is reporting on Brexit that the government is considering a Swiss-style relationship with the European Union. Now, that would mean relatively frictionless trade, but it would also mean paying more money into the EU budget and almost certainly higher immigration plus an increased role for the European Courts of Justice too. Do you recognise these reports?
No, I don't. And if you look at the autumn statement, what the Chancellor set out was our determination to maximise the Brexit opportunities in high growth areas, whether that's in green industries, whether it's in life sciences, whether in financial services. And in fact, there were specific announcements in the autumn statement in terms of Solvency II that we really use the Brexit freedoms we have. And so I don't recognise this story at all.
Could you ever support that kind of agreement?
Well, I don't support that. I want to maximise the opportunities that Brexit offers. That's what I worked for as Brexit Secretary. And as the Minister responsible for life sciences, I see huge opportunities for the UK in being agile, in moving at pace and having a regulatory system that is absolutely tailored to the UK needs.
At the same time, Jeremy Hunt has said that he wants to remove the vast majority of trade barriers with the EU. I mean, if you're really serious about doing that, then this is the kind of thing you need to look at, isn't it?
Well, the point is it's in both sides' interest to remove barriers. We trade with each other, we're important partners to each other. So that's mutually beneficial. And of course, but that's not at the expense of maximising opportunities in high-growth sectors.
The latest evidence suggests that Brexit has had a significant adverse impact on UK trade. Do you accept that Brexit has had, as the OBR says, a significant adverse impact on UK trade?
Well, I think there's dangers in looking at one little bit of the ledger in isolation. If you look at the vaccines rollout,
the question
would not have done so. Well,
the question is, do you accept Brexit has had a significant adverse impact on UK trade?
Well, I think there's pros and cons, and the point is we have opportunities.
So that would be a big con, wouldn't it?
We have opportunities through the divergence opportunities I've just talked about, things like Solvency II.
On trade, specifically, do you accept Brexit has had a significant adverse impact on UK trade?
Well, what I'm saying is you've got to look at the issues in terms of Brexit in the round. There are areas where there have been difficulties in terms of greater friction, and we're looking to work constructively with EU partners on that. But equally, there are very significant opportunities as a result of Brexit. I don't think we would have done the vaccine rollout in the way that we did.
You're clear on what you see to be the kind of positives, the opportunities. But do you accept it has had a significant adverse impact on trade?
What I'm saying is there's pros and cons. It's very hard to model.
It's a very specific
It's very
question.
hard to model exactly what the impact would be. For example, we've just been through a pandemic.
The OBR's done that, haven't they?
Well, of course, but I know from my time when I was Brexit Secretary just how difficult it is to model these things. Of course, we've been through a pandemic. That has had an impact. There's a range of things. But the point is what matters is we maximise the freedoms that we have, take those particularly into the high-growth sectors, such as in digital, life sciences, green technologies and financial services, and the autumn statement signalled our intent to do so.
If you structure your interview well, you can get some good information out of the government. But should you waste 2 or 3 minutes trying to get an apology? I'm not so sure. Watch this video and tell me if I'm wrong. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.